Well, that's a good question. I don't know if I am handling it. I kind of have a lot on my plate. I work 2 jobs. I'm working at Starbucks, and then I waitress a little bit at G&D's. And I'm a student, and I'm pretty much gone every weekend. So it's a lot to handle, but my personality is kind of the type where I like to go, 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 and I don't like dull moments. So it's actually working really well. I'm doing my best. School is kind of on the back burner, which really needs to change, but I don't really see that happening.
What are you studying to be?
Well, I was originally, since I was like 2 years old, wanted to be pre-vet and do the whole veterinary route, but there's just no way I have enough focus for that. So I recently switched to social work and Brazilian studies. But, I just I'm getting to work with people and getting to learn Portuguese, and, it's nice. It's nothing too hard, but it's all right. It's school.
This is kind of a dumb question, actually, but since knowing you're being pretty adventurous, if you were asked to do any of the real-world road rules challenges, would you do them?
Oh, in a second. I would do it in a heartbeat. I always tell people that the real reason I did real world was to be on the challenges.
All right, let's get to some of this drama that's happened this season so far. What was the deal when Andrew and all you guys moved into the house? You guys all thought Andrew was a virgin. What's the deal with that?
Well, he wasn't really, he wasn't really denying the fact that we said, hey, you're a virgin, and he was just not fighting it in a way that most guys would. Most guys try to prove their manliness by talking about their girls or whatnot, and he was just so shy about it and so awkward about it. And, sometimes Andrew can just be really awkward, and I love him, and he's adorable, but we just did not know who this guy was, and, it's real world. They always have at least one really religious virgin.
So you actually thought he was a virgin when he moved in?
At first, and then he was way too perverted to realize, there's no way he was a virgin as perverted as he was.
All right. One of your blonde moments of this season was when you and Andrew first met, and he kind of fed you a lot of those lies. How on earth could you believe anything he was telling you?
Okay, well...
He was a professional cage fighter? Come on, Emily.
In my defense, you guys got to see the whole picture. All I saw was a new roommate, and I know for a fact that they pair up people that click well at the very beginning. So I was like, okay, so maybe we do have a lot in common. And I had never talked to this kid in my life, and I swear they must have paid him to say the things he did, because everything he said was right up my alley. A random person just doesn't say that they skydive and that they rock climb and that they do all these things. That was my forte. That's what I thrive in. And this guy that I just met was saying all this stuff. So I was like, oh, he totally is picked to meet me first because he feels the same way about life that I do. And then it was totally a lie. So, if the cameras were there and his little editing wasn't in there, I think it would be a different story. I was just soaking it all in, and I'm very gullible.
How long did you sleep for?
Well, about halfway through the cab ride when he kept going, when he talked about the fire, he said something about how there was a fire and he saved all his comic books and let his animals die. That's when I stopped believing him.
Oh, man. That was and another part that I think you probably enjoyed the editing-wise was when you were walking up to Andrew and your hair was blowing all over the place.
That was really funny. I was like, oh, gosh. Droopy is so precious.
When you first found out the world was going to be in D.C., were you a little bit disappointed that it was going to be in D.C. and not someplace like Cancun or...
Well, I'm kind of glad it wasn't in Cancun because I watched a couple of those episodes. A little too crazy for me. I've been in Cancun. I went to Cancun once, and it was after a week, I was over it. So I couldn't even imagine living somewhere for 3.5, 4 months with that much partiness. So I was kind of glad I was in a place where, it wasn't just party. It was, a really cool place where you can learn a lot. I've never been there. I haven't even been close to D.C. So it was really fun. It was kind of like, D.C., really? And I asked around, and the more I asked about D.C., the more everyone was like, oh, you're going to love it. You'll love it. So it worked out.
What were some of the hot spots in D.C. that you guys went to all the time?
Well, the thing I like about DC is there's lots of different areas. I like Adams Morgan has its own kind of vibe, and then Georgetown has its own thing going on, and then, DuPont Circle. So different nights were just great in different areas, and I think my favorite area would probably be Adams Morgan just because it got so crazy at night. Like, everyone's out on the street and having a good time, and I really enjoyed Adams Morgan. But we definitely saw all the places that we could in D.C., and it has a lot of variety. I really like that.
So you would definitely recommend that to somebody that's taking a visit to D.C.?
What's that?
So you would definitely recommend that for somebody that's taking a visit to D.C.?
Yes, I do, but don't just do the touristy things. Like, I'm not a huge tourist. Like, seeing the White House was awesome, but I would much rather be with people, and so don't just go see the monuments. Go and talk to people in coffee shops and find out, like, underground, good coffee places, and you'll really discover a lot about D.C. the more you live there. So if you go, just go deeper than tourist value.
I think we kind of found out you didn't really like the tour thing when the duck tour was.
Oh, the duck tour. Yeah. I just am more of the type of person that I like to experience, like, the atmosphere and the culture. I don't like just to see a building and, ooh, that's such a cool building. That's cool, but I'd rather dig a little bit deeper than that. So Ashley's the tourist, and I'm the hands-on kind of girl.
One of the episodes, I can't remember, I think it was episode 4, you guys decided to give Drewby charm school. What in the
charm?
World
Oh my gosh, Drewby needed charm school so bad. He needed any type of school. It was kind of cute in a way because he was trying so hard, but then it was so sad because he was failing so miserably. Like, what you see really did happen. So I was just like, this guy needs help, and I don't know what we can do, but we figured it out. We'll take different steps and not teach him what girls want to hear, but teach him just how to be a little bit more respectful and a little bit more smooth, because he needed that.
I still am in awe that you guys did that. Did he feel awkward when you guys were doing that, or? Did
he feel awkward?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't even think, actually, he called me right after that episode, and he's like, I didn't even know you guys were planning that. I was like, yeah, we were conniving against you. So they put it together perfectly. I loved it.
Out of all your roommates, who do you think has the most growing up to do?
The most growing up to do, or did have the most growing up to do?
Both.
Ooh. I think, oh God, we all had a lot of growing up to do. I think Drewby did the most growing up, and I would love him grown up or not grown up. Actually, he definitely blossomed in DC though. I loved watching it. And as far as growing up, I don't know. I feel like that's a loose term. I don't know. I'll just stick with Drewby. We'll just say Drewby did the most growing up, and he's thriving.
Since you did the real world, what do you plan on doing in, say, like 10 years?
10 years? Oh, gosh. I can't even think till tomorrow.
What do you see yourself doing?
I can see myself, well, I have a big bucket list, and this year I'm getting a lot of it done, and I really, in 10 years, have no idea where I'm going to end up, but I know I'm going to be, like, everywhere, because I want to be a skydive instructor, I want to, work at a ski resort, and I want to be a beach bum for a while. Like, I just want to do it all. So I really think that in 10 years, how old? I'll be 31. I think, God knows, I'll probably be in Brazil, like, climbing rocks or something. I don't know. I just want to do it all.
Sure. Glad you have a lot of aspirations, because I don't think I could accomplish all those.
Yeah, I mean, this year actually, the biggest thing about Real World, I just feel so lucky because 2 years ago I hadn't even been on an airplane, and now I can travel all the time and see new things and see new people, and I think I couldn't ask for anything better than that, because that's exactly what I wanted in my life, and it's just like I'm blown away every day I wake up. So it's been so much fun. I've already gotten so much done this year, and it's only February, and I'm ready to, make the best of the rest of the